Hello, everybody. I'm Rouham Manzoor, and I'm the managing partner of Maces in Bangladesh. We are an education consultancy firm working with more than 200 universities across UK, USA, Canada, Japan, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand. So quite a few. Uh, but we started as a rep for UK universities. So our first university partner was from UK. And UK still holds a very special place in our heart, and it's where we have the largest number of university partners, and also some of the top-ranked universities in UK are work with us. And today we're bringing actually one of the most prestigious universities in UK, the University of Sheffield, which is a member of the prestigious Russell Group of Universities. And to introduce the university, we have Miss Sirley Wang from the university. Sirley, how are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And hello, everybody.
How's the weather there? I'm sitting in Toronto and it's -3 degrees and raining, and it's quite miserable. I just came home from dropping off my kids to school. It's pretty wet and miserable. How's it there?
Oh my gosh, I wish I could say a different story, but I think English weather has quite a reputation. It's a little bit overcast today. We did have quite a stormy weather this week, so definitely the weather could have been better. That's all I'm going to say. Hope we'll look up, in the coming week.
Well, yeah, we hope so too. But again, I visited Sheffield quite a few times since 2005, I think. I mean, I've been going there for quite some time, and it's a beautiful, beautiful city, and two universities within the city. So a lot of student community, a very diverse culture, and a lot of things to do. So I really hope that you will introduce the university along with the city as well. So the way we set
Absolutely.
this, Shirley, is
Yeah.
we have a presentation. We will do a short presentation for our audience, and then hopefully there will be questions that you can answer if there are specific questions about that. Does that sound good?
That sounds like a plan. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So, without any further ado, I will bring your presentation to the front. You're going to cover quite a few, so we want to get you started straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to say hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. So my name's Sirley. I'm the International Recruitment Manager for South Asia at the University of Sheffield. I just thought before we kind of dive into why Sheffield is amazing higher education institution in the UK, I thought it'd be useful to tell you guys a little bit about the city itself, because it makes a big part of your student life. When you are considering overseas study destination, I think it's really important to learn about the surrounding areas, the living environment, and they are equally as important as the rankings and reputations of the university you chose to study. So where we are, I don't expect our audience here today to actually know where Sheffield is. So I'm going to use some of the other better well-known cities, if you like, as a reference to point out where Sheffield is. So Sheffield is, we call it, cities of seven hills, because we're known for our national park, Peak District. We're also, known as a steel city. So there used to be a really strong industrial past in the city of Sheffield. So in relation to London, we are 2 hours away from London on the train. The nearest airport is Manchester Airport. So we are about an hour and a half on the train from Manchester Airport to Sheffield. So we are situated in the north of England, but we are also in one of the largest county, Yorkshire. But within Yorkshire, we are in the south of Yorkshire. So here you go. So hopefully now you have a rough, idea of where we are geographically in the UK. The city itself has so much to offer. beside the outdoor activities, we've also got music festivals. There's a great sports scene going on, given there are two universities in the city. And then the city, because of its international community, everything, we really do celebrate that cultural diversity. We do really cherish people coming from different communities and celebrating different cultures. So that is something we can really pride ourselves on, if you like. Being in the north of England, as you may well know, we are also one of the most affordable student cities in the UK. I think we all know, London probably is one of the most expensive cities to live in the world. But, only a couple hundred miles away from London, you still get that world reputation of world-class education, but however, only for a fraction of the price. So Sheffield, we are ranked the 6th most affordable student city in the UK, according to the latest report by NatWest. So I don't know if you guys can see the average monthly rent in the UK is just under £700. And then you can see London is obviously leading in that chart. And then the monthly rent, whereas the monthly rent in Sheffield, by contrast, is much lower than the national average as well as than the London rate. So, you are getting more value of your money, if you like, when you come to Sheffield, or just in general, when you come to the north part of England. So here's a really quick kind of overview about the city. And now I really want to tell you guys about what a wonderful institution Sheffield is and what we can offer you. And, hopefully, you will consider Sheffield as one of your potential study destinations, and how can that add value to your study. So moving on, just a humble brag, I guess, is a slide that I always like to highlight, I suppose, to our audience, is that we are one of the, we are a member of the UK's prestigious Russell Group University in the UK. And we are really proud to say that 92% of our research is world leading for internationally excellence. What that means is that not only are you guaranteed with excellence in teaching, we also have excellence in research, and you'll be taught by those brilliant researchers. We are a world top 100 university by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2025. So yeah, really, again, humble brag, and for students specifically looking for a very well-ranked global institution, and that's exactly what Sheffield is. We're also really proud to say that we are voted University of the Year by What Uni Student Choice Award 2024. I think is a true testament of how students enjoy their time at Sheffield, and what we promised to deliver to our student experience and to their academic development. So yeah. In terms of what we offer, so we have 21 schools across 5 faculties. So we do offer a wide range of courses, among the 5 faculties. I would, if you are interested in considering some of the courses, you can head onto the course page. But in today's session, I'm just going to be very briefly to show you the range of courses we offer. And those are other kind of general subject areas. Sometimes we break into more specific subject disciplines as well. So as you can see, anything ranging from accounting, engineering, management, chemistry, science, social sciences, art and humanity, journalism, sociology, architecture, law, psychology, that kind of thing. So we should be able to accommodate a wide range of demand from our students. And specifically, though, I do want to highlight our Faculty of Engineering, which we're ranked top 100 in the world as well. So really is, if you mention Sheffield to anybody in the UK, we are really known for our engineering. That's not to say other programs not as good. Every university have its own merit, and I guess Sheffield is just historically been known as a leading player in engineering. So we do have 7 academic departments, and in the Faculty of Engineering, it ranges anything between the automatic control systems engineering, chemical and biological engineering, civil structural engineering, computer science, electronical engineering, material science. We've also got general engineering as well. But we've also got 2 kind of engineering management programs as well. I think what our strengths are really lies within our collaborations with the industry, with our partners. So, for example, our Boeing manufacturing facility, we also have partnership with McLaren. We also have, the Siemens Digital Innovation Zone. So we do kind of work directly with those industry partners to really help our students to accelerate their study at Sheffield. Beside engineering, our Sheffield University Management School is also really well known with its triple accreditation. So it just, again, it really speaks its kind of quality, the wide range of the program we offer, as well as kind of the employability we offer to our students as well. Again, for more information, please head to the course page. I try to kind of pick out a few highlights of the university in the limited time, so I can really showcase the institution. In terms of the fees and the fundings, so hopefully you guys can see this. Just bear with me. Feel like I should know how to do this now. So let me just quickly, here we go. There's slightly overlap of text. So again, always go to the website for the most up-to-date recent tuition fees. But as a guideline, I thought I'd give you guys a range of the tuition fees we charge international students. So normally it's between £23,800 to £33,970. Obviously, this doesn't include the medicine program because they are slightly higher, which is £43,150 a year. The tuition fees you can pay either in full or in 2 installments. We would only ask for the £1,000 tuition fee deposit to PGT students. So if you are UG students, you don't have to concern yourself with the tuition fee deposit. So that is something I thought I'd highlight. Oops, I think that's gone a little bit funny, but I guess, you can really see the message. I really try to emphasize our generous scholarship offering by, really bolding that text. So currently, we offer 150, right? Currently, we offer 150 scholarships, which each worth of £10,000 to merit applicants. So in order to be considered for this scholarship, you do have to be an offer holder first. So meaning you have to apply for the program and then receive either conditional or unconditional offer in order to apply for this scholarship. Is merit-based, so we will be asking for additional scholarship application. The application entails quite simple, actually, only 2 essay-based statement questions, very similar to your personal statement that you would have used for your program application. We just really want to you to demonstrate your areas of excellence beyond your classrooms. And then we would also look at your academic attainment as well. So it's quite a holistic approach when we come to assess your scholarship application. It's not the case of, if you have certain grade, you're guaranteed to get that scholarship. It's also about any extra curriculums you've done, any competitions you participated, any award you won. So really, we do look for those areas of excellence. Obviously, there are specific terms, conditions for those scholarships. Again, please refer to the website for more details. And then beside the merit competitive scholarships, we do also have automatic scholarships. So what that means is that there's no applications needed. In order for you to be considered for this scholarship is to receive an offer to study at Sheffield. And when you enroll to Sheffield, we will automatically deduct the relevant amount of scholarship from your tuition fees. So again, the amount varies, depends on the program you study and also by the level of study. So generally, if your program is within arts and humanities or social sciences, we would award you £2,000 automatic scholarships. If your program is within engineering, health, and science, then we would award you £2,500 scholarships. So that is here you go. That's about the automatic scholarships. And then quickly moving on, we do have other scholarships too, beside what we call the central scholarships. Typically, those are offered by sometimes external organizations, so outside the university. For example, the Chevening Scholarship. We've also, depends on the level of study. If you are looking to study a UG program at Sheffield, for example, we have IB merit scholarships. So that's if you're doing international baccalaureate. We've also got NC UK scholarships. So that's if you're doing like an NC UK pathway program. We've also got up to £3,000 engineering computer science scholarship as well. That will be based on your academic attainment. And then moving away from undergraduate, for PGT, we have up to 50,000 MBA scholarships subject to successful interview. And we've also have 50% tuition fee discount for MSc Economics and Finance programs as well. And then the fully funded Chevening is an external scholarship provider. So you should go onto the website to check their terms and conditions. So so there's a various kind of scholarships going on, because we are dedicated in attracting high quality, very talented students from overseas. So that's why we have those generous scholarships available. If you think what it takes, I strongly encourage you to apply. And then, just a little bit on careers prospects, because obviously investing so much money and time to come study overseas, you want the best return on investment. So that's something Sheffield is known for doing really good. Is our employability provisions. So Sheffield, we are the top 20 UK targeted universities by graduate employers. We are also ranked top 5 for our career services in the UK. And we are also the top 25 UK university for graduate prospects. So not only do we give you a degree, we also kind of prepare you the well-rounded skill set which you will need for your job market. So besides the academic knowledge, we have a fantastic career service where they provide relevant guidance and support to ensure that you have the best chance in succeeding at your kind of graduate jobs, either in the UK or elsewhere in the world.
And Shirley, just wanted to barge in a little bit on that front. A lot of people in Bangladesh, we try to go for the most cost-effective option, like the cheaper option, and we overlook these facts. I mean, if you're looking to study in the UK and you want to take advantage of, the post-study work route and all that, if you want to maximize the chances of getting a good job, then you really want to study in a reputable place like Sheffield. I mean, when you say that it's top 20 for in the UK, targeted by graduate employers, that is something. And then when you couple that with top 5 career service in the UK, which means the careers department is actively helping you prepare the best foot forward in front of those graduate employees. So that really helps in becoming ensuring that you're going to get a job before you graduate, or after you graduate, and then ensures your further success. So it's not just about looking after the cheapest possible option. It's also about those important factors which will help you in the long run. And of course, if you can get one of those £10,000 or 50% scholarships that are available, and if it's within those departments, wow, then you have both.
Absolutely. I think that's a really, really valid point. I guess you was a saying, you get what you paid for, I suppose. And that's something I really want to emphasize to our international graduates is, it's not a job handed to you, but we do have all the necessary support and provisions in place to ensure you stand the best chance in securing a graduate job. So here are a couple of examples of what kind of support we actually offer to our students. So we do free CV interview workshops. We also have one-to-one alumni mentoring. So we'll connect you with our successful alumni in the relevant sector that you're interested in. We also have careers fairs 4 times a year where we kind of connect you with employers face to face. And we also have like various volunteering opportunities, which again, although it's not paid for, but it's a great way to enhance your CV. And then there's also various part-time job opportunities as well. One thing I do want to mention is that for whatever reason, if you've not managed to secure a job, when you finish at Sheffield, you still have free access to our careers services. So it's not like you can't get rid of us, right? Well, our aim is we want to help you until you successfully find a job. So you still have access to our career services or the resources as well. So just kind of reassure you. And here's an example of where our graduates have gone to, end up after their graduation. Obviously, here is just some examples. Not all of them have gone to international corporations, and also largely depends on, your area of expertise. An English literature graduate destination is very different to what engineering graduate destination is. But again, just an illustration of where our students have gone to: HSBC, IBM, PwC, Deloitte, Land Rover, Vodafone, some national, international corporations. And then that really brings me to what I want to talk about is student experience, which is the heart of everything we do here at Sheffield. We do really look after you. It's not the case of you come here, we throw you in the deep end. It's about independent living, independent studying, of course. But I think that's something what UK universities in general do really well is the welfare of the students. We have all those relevant kind of support around your study to ensure you have the best time as possible. So our student union is ranked #1 in the UK for 7 years in a row. So, they are there to represent you, to support you. They organize all various socials, and, they have societies and clubs where you can participate in. And they also have their own individual job shop and get guidance where you can really utilize those services. So it's really about support every step of the way when you come to Sheffield. And particularly, we have a dedicated international student support team. So whether that's visa related or that is finance related, they are there to help you. They will also give you visa advice. I can't give you visa advice. I'm not trained. I'm not a trained visa advisor, but we do have colleagues who are specifically trained in those areas where they can, help you in that area. And then we also have airport pickup service to our new arrivals as well. So I think it just really goes to show you coming to Sheffield not only for a degree, but also for a wonderful experience, and you become a much well-rounded person. So I mentioned about our clubs and societies. So whether that's to continue a hobby or pick up a new hobby, there's something for everybody. Before we wrap up, I want to leave more time for Q&A. I do want to mention about accommodation in case our audience is not familiar with the accommodation arrangement in UK universities. So generally, as for Sheffield, we would give you guaranteed accommodation on campus if you apply before the accommodation application deadline, which is normally around July time. So the arrangement is normally you'll be living in a single occupancy self-catered accommodation. So you would have your own bedroom, not sharing with anybody. And then some rooms would have its own bathroom. Those rooms are a little bit more pricier than others, just depends on your budget. Self-catered, what does it mean by self-catered? It means you would share a kitchen with a number of people, typically 5 to 8 people, and then you can cook at your leisure. Obviously, there are cafes and restaurants where you can eat out, and that's an option. But you also have the freedom to have your own kitchen and to cook whatever you like, which I think is much nicer than having to stick by quite a rigorous routine where you have to go to the canteen to have breakfast and not always like the food, etc. So our campus is patrolled by security, so we can guarantee your safe and security. Generally, the accommodation fees is anything between £99 to £180 a week. So you can see the price kind of ranges quite massively, depends on what type of room you go for. So we have different types of rooms to cater for everybody. But generally, most of the rooms are single occupancy, either with a bathroom or without a bathroom. All the utility bills are included, so there are no hidden charges. There won't be any unexpected bills for you to pay after you paid for your accommodation fees. And so that is something to kind of be aware of. I often get students ask me what are the curfews. Like I said, it's very much about independent living when you come to study at the UK university. So there are no curfews. There will be, residential kind of assistant on site to help you with anything you might need, but they are not there to tell you what time to go to bed. Like, it's very much you manage your own time effectively, that kind of thing. So here are just some key dates for 2025 entry. I realize this might not be applicable to all of you if you're not planning to come to the UK in September 2025, but generally this is kind of a rough timeline of when you should expect what at certain stage. So generally the application would open the year before of your entry, and then once you get an offer, you normally it'll be conditional offer, and then you would spend some time to meet the conditions of your offer. During that time, you can apply for scholarship, and then once the accommodation opens, which normally around springtime, you apply for accommodation. And then once you have your unconditional offer, you accept those, and then you can pay the deposit to apply for CAS letter, which then you will need to apply for your visa, blah blah blah. So generally, that's the kind of I guess your applicant journey, what it looks like. So I think we are coming to the end of the presentation. So I just want to say I want to end it with one slide. Is we have various things online which you can get involved in. We have Sheffield Live, so I strongly recommend you guys to check out Sheffield Live. We cover a wide range of like taste lectures on personal statement, on accommodations more in detail, on scholarship more in detail at Sheffield. So those are free sessions you can join. So I highly recommend you guys to have a look on those sessions as well. But now I'm I'm gonna shut up here, and we'll be waiting for some questions from you guys if you have any for me. So thank you so much.
Shirley, thank you so much for that. I think it was a very good, quick introduction of the university and everything. I wanted to, like I usually do, do a kind of summary of everything. The key feature of University of Sheffield is it is a member of the prestigious Russell Group of universities. 92% of the research that is done within the university is rated as excellent quality, which means you're at the forefront of research, especially important if you're a master's student, you want to study in what is the latest development. Top 100 ranked university and 12th in the UK. So it's like 98th in the world overall, which is a great thing. There are more than like 10,000 universities in the world. So compared to that, it is really one of the sought after universities. But of course, all the subjects are great, but engineering is what truly, I guess, shines within the university. The other thing is there are scholarships of £10,000 available. Of course, it's a merit-based application, and once you get your offer, you can apply separately for it. So the trick to that is, of course, apply as soon as possible. You don't want to wait for the last minute because those scholarships are going to go. There are automatic scholarships of £2,000 and £2,500 depending on the faculty. MBA has up to 50% scholarships available. Economics and finance related courses have 50% available as well. So that is pretty awesome. £3,000 for science and engineering undergraduate students are available. If you can enter directly, that's something that is available to you. Another great thing is it's one of the top 20 targeted universities by employers. top 5 for career services, and top 25 for graduate prospects. Living and the city itself is great. We talked about it. So there are quite a few questions, Shirley. But before we get to that, if you're interested in studying in Sheffield or, a university like Sheffield, which is truly where you can find yourself, at Maces, we're so happy to help you in that journey. We've been doing this for 17 years now. And we are, unlike other agencies, we're a very small boutique agency. We have 5 offices. We have, two offices in Dhaka, Gulshan and Dhanmondi, and then 2 offices in either one in Chittagong and one in Sylhet. So, you're very welcome to come to any of our locations, or we can take care of you online. You can visit us at www.macesbd.com or in our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/macesbd, to find out about ourselves, ask questions, and hopefully we'll take you all the way to Sheffield to start your life ahead. I mean, we really believe that every student should spend some time of their lives living and studying abroad, and that really opens up your whole life, or whatever that means. Quite a few questions, Shirley. So I'll start one by one. What is the tip for somebody who wants to get into the medicine program?
I guess this is we can be transparent. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I think you probably know that it's a very competitive 5 years medical program, and currently we have about 12 places for international students. So the reason being is that the number essentially is capped by the government because they want to prioritize home students, which makes sense. They want to train enough home UK students to be qualified doctors. So obviously there'll be the spots will be much more available. There'll be more spots for UK students. So obviously I'm not saying that number to pull you off. But I guess it's just to set your expectation of how competitive exactly that process is. So generally, from our point of view, is be as academically strong as possible. Study math, biology, all the relevant sciences we ask for. I know sometimes work experience in hospitals are not always possible. I mean, why would you let a 17-year-old in the hospital? So I guess it's just really practice your UCAT exams as well. So you might be aware, beside your, depends on the qualifications you're doing as well. For example, if you're doing the the national secondary higher education certificate, we won't be able to consider that for direct entry. So you would have to do like a foundation year through a pathway provider, which I'm sure Macy's can give you all the relevant information. But if you're doing like international baccalaureate or A levels, those qualifications which we are recognized, besides getting really good grades in those qualifications, really make sure you have a really good UCAT exam score as well. So those are the additional admissions tests you have to take, and really kind of prepare yourself well for the interview as well. So we do sometimes is a really selective process where all the profiles are fantastic. They're all very high achieving, high flying students, clearly have demonstrated great skills. But I guess it's just really be as good as you can be, and then also set the expectation where it's absolutely okay if you didn't get shortlisted for the interview. Some students, what they typically do is if they're not successful with their medicine degree, they would switch to a 3 years biomedical science degree, and then use that as a pathway. Essentially, like after they've done the 3 years biomedical science, they can then reapply medicine if that's really where their heart is. So yeah, unfortunately, this is just the reality.
Right.
With
It's a tough
undergraduate
one to
program.
get in anyway. So you have to well, you can always apply. The deadline is October 15th. So the deadline for 2025 has gone. So if you're a 2026
Yeah,
student, the deadline would be October 15, 2025. So
yeah,
Tamjid asks, can you get both the automatic scholarship and merit scholarships together?
is one of them. Yeah, so you can't combine them too. So if you're successful in the merit scholarships, you will just be awarded the £10,000. If you're not successful, then but you decide to come to Sheffield anyway, you'll get awarded the automatic scholarship. So you can't combine the two together.
Awesome. Is
Yeah.
GD accepted for direct entry?
Do enlighten me. What does
Oh,
GED stand
GED is
for?
the okay. I'll answer that question. GED is the American High School Diploma, and if you have a GED, probably you're looking at a foundation for entry into
Yeah,
undergraduate. You want to
if
be
if GED is American high school diploma, normally we would ask for additional, like whether that's AP or like another higher
no,
level
no. So
qualification for
this
direct
is like a
entry.
off. Yeah. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So how much study gap will be accepted for masters? So a lot of
It can be
students.
very. Go on. Sorry.
A lot of students, I mean, do their masters right after their bachelor's in Bangladesh, but a lot
Yeah.
of them take a break, and that's, I think, the norm in most Western countries. But some universities in the UK, for example, if somebody has more than 5 years of, they've been working or something, they don't accept them into their master's program. So, is there anything like that?
Yeah, so as for Sheffield, it's more like a case by case, and it also just depends on what program you're applying, and also depends whether that work experience, during your study gap is actually relevant to the program you're applying. So, for example, with computer science, which is a constant evolving discipline, if you've done computer science, I don't know, like for example, 5 years ago, but you've not done anything relevant to computer science during your employment, then the chance of admission considering that is very low, because you need to demonstrate your continuous learning of that discipline. So we don't have a hard black and white policy on study gap. But again, admissions is always happy to kind of look into kind of case by case, essentially based on your personal circumstances, really. So yeah, that is where we currently stand for with study gaps.
To avail scholarship, does student need to have IELTS?
Yeah, so IELTS is needed as part of the admission process. So you would need IELTS and also your academic credential to get an offer for the program. And once you received an offer for the program, you can then apply for the scholarship. So so IELTS is needed for the program, and then obviously without the program offer, you can't get a scholarship. So IELTS is needed, but we do accept other equivalent English language qualifications as well, like TOEFL. You can see the list of accepted qualifications on our website.
If somebody has O levels and A levels, and then they do an undergrad and applying for masters, do they still need IELTS?
So we would accept like a GCSE level English at grade B, but with 2 years validity period. So obviously, like if they were master students, that would
they'll have to do the IELTS.
Yeah, exceeding the 2 years validity period. So they would need to take another form of English language qualification. But for UG, yeah, absolutely.
So for Bangladesh, do you have a specific list of universities that you accept for PD applications?
We do. So generally, what we ask for is, we would recognize, a 3 or 4 years bachelor degree from a recognized university in a relevant subject, and depends on, and then, sometimes followed by 1 or 2 years master's degree from a recognized institution for entry. So we have those list of institutions on the website. So if you just type in like University of Sheffield, like Bangladesh country page, you'll be able to see the list of institutions that we. So basically, it depends on what institution you're from. We ask for different percentage of your like different score from your degree. So obviously, if you're from some of the quite higher ranked, then we would ask for example, 3.5 GPA. But if you from so the admissions basically have a list of like recognized institutions, and then depending on which institution you're from, we will ask for relevant percentage or GPA from your previous studies.
Okay, and if you have any questions about that and you want to know if your university falls within that, please write to us. We can definitely clear that up for you. I guess we will be shared a list of those universities so we can easily advise when they apply. Then the next question, how many years of, so you have already answered that. What would be the offer turnaround time for UG and PG programs?
So currently we're aiming for within 3 working weeks maximum. But obviously I've heard where students got their offer within a week. But we don't want to say a week in case that's not the case for you. So normally it will be within 3 working weeks, providing we have all the documents we need to consider your application. And obviously for UG it's a little bit different. UG will be via UCAS. So it's essentially 2 separate admission team. PG within 3 working days, UG sometimes a little bit quicker than that. But generally, like for UG, say if you apply before the January deadline, we need to get back to you by like a certain deadline, and that is set by UCAS. So I think we are more, I guess, bound to the UG turnaround time, whereas PG generally within 3 working weeks. Sometimes it normally doesn't take that long, but we just say that on paper just to save expectations, because sometimes during peak season it can take up to that amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the time that you apply, but general guideline is 3 weeks, but sometimes it's much quicker. So this is the final question. Do you have any master by research program? If so, what is the application process for that?
Yeah, so we do have plenty of MPhil, we call Master of Research programs in different disciplines. It will be the same procedure as, the Master of Taught programs, where you can obviously counselors, very well-knowledge counselors in Maces, they can submit the applications on your behalf. However, if you're asking about PhD programs, the admission process is slightly different, because generally with PhD applications, you have to reach out to academics whose research area match up to yours, and you normally have to submit a research proposal to them, and then to see whether they have the capacity to supervise you or not. And then once they kind of give you that an official yes or no, then you go through the central admissions portal to submit your application.
So the Master of Research, you just apply like a regular application?
Yeah, the same as any other PGT program. It is the same. You just apply it via the central admissions process.
And you don't need a research proposal for that?
No.
Oh, no. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to know. Okay. Awesome. Sirley, thank you so much. Usually we'd like to keep these within 40 minutes. We've just hit the 40-minute mark. So those who have watched patiently, thank you so much. Again, please remember, this will be available for watching later. I'm sure people will be coming in later to this as well. If you have any questions and if you would like to apply to the great University of Sheffield, please get in touch with Maces at www.macesbd.com. You can also call us 017-5566-0012. You can also visit our Facebook page. We have separate Facebook page for Maces BD and also our Chittagong branch, Sylhet branch, and Dhanmondi branch. So please feel free to write to us. We will try our best to get back to you and give you the personalized service required for you to get to wherever you need to, and we'll help you or hold your hand throughout that journey. Once again, thank you for listening. Thank you, Sirley, for
thank you
being
so
with
much.
us.
Take care, everybody.
And the good